Greetings to you all, my friends, and thank you for joining me on this hot, steamy summer day here in South Louisiana for this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and we're doing a little special one today because I had a win on Bill's Trash and Treasure video channel for the Vendetta Week comment giveaway that they did, and I won first place. So and it was all legitimate. You saw her pull the numbers on there, but it was just kind of ironic that I won first place on her channel for comments for Vendetta Week. So I won a very cool bag of some pay dirt that I've been actually wanting to get, and so that'll be pretty cool. And I think we're going to throw in a bonus bag of something else on this one because it's a small bag that we're doing off of links, so just to fill out the video, if you will. So with that being said, let's turn to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, our table where X marks the spot for, that's right, a nice bag of Lynx Creek with a guaranteed 0.20 gram contents. And again, this is a winning bag from Bill's Trash and Treasure, and I thank you, Jan, so much, and Bill, for putting that out and giving me a chance to win that. So let's get set up and see what we got in here. Well, all right, as you can see, we do have our channel mascot there in his position. He's actually sitting on a piece of my petrified wood here today, just because I've been keeping the stuff I got from Carson in the house. I don't want it weathering out here like my stuff has been for so long. But yeah, we're holding the position, and you can see we got the all important cap on there. So love that little Carson. I got the neighbor doing some yard work started, of course, when I come out here. So, and then of course for this hot summer day, we got us a nice frozen margarita, blind salt rim. Good hit. Ah, now that's the stuff right there. That's the ticket. So yeah, kind of celebrating. Finished up my job. I've been killing myself over for the last 3 weeks. Actually got it done ahead of schedule. The people were back in their house before the 3 weeks was up. So they're very happy about that. Kind of unheard of having a contractor that actually finishes when they tell you they're going to, or ahead of time. But yeah, saved them another $500 of hotel rooms, getting them in when I promised. And they were thrilled with it, so I'm thrilled with it. So yeah, this is a little bit of celebratory time here for me on the first day done. Collected that big check, just put in a big order with Gold Nugget sales. Gonna have some really special stuff coming out on that one, I tell you right now. It's gonna be good. Actually called and talked to Mike. First time I've talked to him in person. Great guy to talk to. I feel like I already know him, of course, since we've been dealing with him for so long. But yeah, let's dump this out and see what we got in this bag here. Links. And like I said, I had thought about getting some of this when I was ordering my Vendetta Week stuff. And I opted for the Hard Rock experience instead of the Lynx Creek blend. And but that was going to be my next one to order. And instead, I ended up winning some on the channel. So nice little bag of dirt there, some rocks, some pebbles, some organics, as you see there, sticks and branches, and like it came right out of the desert. So we'll set up some water, and we'll break this down and see what we got in here. So, all right, well, we got Dingy Doris doing some work today. So we're not gonna classify this down because we only have a bit. We can work around the rocks. We're gonna do it desert style. Except they don't have water out there. They're whatever they call it, dry. Doing the dry pay. Look at that organic stuff out in there. That stuff floating. Yeah, that is some all natural material right there, my friends. So yeah, I'm actually I've gotten behind on ordering pay dirt, and I'm kind of limited to what I still have. I've got some orders coming in, and like I said, I've just been last 3 weeks has been, you know, kind of tough, and then the work and everything, it just kind of knocked me out of my routine for sure. Mostly dealing with Irwin, but you know, like I said, whenever most of my jobs that are big jobs, I'm not on such a tight time with people paying to not be in their house. A lot of times the houses I'm doing are remodels that are, you know, either empty while they're being remodeled or something, and you know, it's a lot different when you've got people that are wanting to get back in their house and they're living out of a hotel for 3 weeks. So, like I said, even the customers would say, you know, yeah, you go on vacation and, you know, you stay in a hotel, but yeah, you're not you're out doing something. You're not spending your vacation in the hotel room, and that's all they can pretty much do, waiting. So, very happy, but and then I just the neighbor next door wants me to, after doing his job, wants me to do their house. They've got almost 1,500 square feet of floor they want me to lay, and it's got a house full of people and stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna give them a really high price because I really don't want to do it, but you know, if they take it, we'll go with it. But 1,500 feet of floor is a lot of crawling around on the damn ground, and yeah. But the customer that I just finished up, he wants me to do his sister's house. Her contractor ripped her off, so I've got that one going to come up too. So I needed to get in a little break here. I'm going to try to get a week or so off in between doing anything, setting up these other jobs in the next week or two, because I still have people that have been waiting a month for me to get on their jobs. But I'm yeah, I'm just gonna have to work it in. But yeah, it's been busy. So there is some flakes of gold first thing out of that little bag, and some nice flakes of gold right there. Very pretty. I got to remember that it pauses my voice out whenever I zoom in and out on this for some reason, on certain zooms or whatever. It seems like not every time, most of the time, but yeah, that is some pretty gold right there. A good start to this one. So let's get that sucked up. So yeah, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all who've been watching the videos on that job, and I'm about to actually, I finished off yesterday, and I forgot to record the finished job because I ended up spending over 8 hours finishing up what I thought would be you know, about a 5-hour day. But they had me do some other stuff and change some plumbing, and but yeah, but I forgot to record the final, so I got to go back over there and get one more shot in of the finished job for you guys to see. Let's just go ahead and do all that. That went pretty easy. Man, that is some dirty, dirty material. Oh, sorry, we're still super zoomed in there. Well, let me kick. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of tricky for some reason on this phone with the zoom the way it works, but I do like it. All right. Yeah, compared to that Superstition blend, this is definitely a lot dirtier material. I really like that with that fine gold. That was a good. I like that. Goes a good bag. Highly recommend that 100% ROI bag from Vendetta that he's offering right now. And I guess y'all saw, like I was talking to Mike at like I said, when I was talking to Mike at Gold Nugget Sales, and that's what I was asking him about. You know, since gold is down to $1,700 today, if there was something that he had that I should be buying at that price, and like he was saying, and kind of what I was wondering is that you got to remember, these guys, when they bought this gold that they're selling, we're probably buying it. We're buying, like he said, he bought a lot of his when it was still at 1,900. So just because the price has gone down, just like I tell you guys whenever I do these, I hope that's not blocking out. Sorry about the noise. When I do these, I count the value of my gold at the price of the day that I bought it, not the day that I received it. And you know, these sellers, they've got to do the same thing. What it costs today doesn't matter. If you're selling it when you bought it for 1,900, you know, you're not going to turn around and drop your prices down and lose money on it. You got to, you know, so I'm sure they'd be buying up more at this time, or you know, however that works, and then you know, down the line it may come back, but you know, come down. But yeah, you're not going to see an instantaneous drop in price on pay dirts whenever it's been at, you know, 2,000, 1,900, 1,800 plus, and then drops down $200 or $300 basically overnight. So we are down to another nice little batch of nuggets there, little chunks. That stuff, you can see I just wash it all the way down until it's clean, pretty much. Got a little black sand holding in there. But like I told y'all, like if you'd seen my construction, the short videos that I did on the job, since I ended up having to do all the work myself, I was planning on at least $1,500 or more going towards labor for the couple of guys that I was going to have help me do the job, as far as like my mud guy, or when I was doing the initial tear out and stuff. I did end up hiring one of those guys to stuff insulation in the machine while I was spraying the attic, because I absolutely can't do that by myself. You got to have somebody feeding those bales into your hopper when you're blowing that stuff out. So yeah, but that was a minimal cost for that. So yeah, that's all that money that I saved goes straight to, look, we washed a lot of our organics have been washed off onto the table out of the pan. So usually I can make sure all that stuff stays in the pay dirt, but I'm not scraping this stuff off for this. We're gonna lose some organics on this when I dry it out and put it back, and that's okay. It's still gonna be enough here in the pan for that. So let's dump this out and see what we look like here. And definitely a nice looking little pile for a 2/10 guarantee. And I'm wondering, is that is at the end of that? Look at all that fine gold that was in the black sand that I did not even see that until the end when I just rinsed through there. So very cool, man. That is some fine gold mixed in there with the. I was not expecting to see that, but I don't think that's sand. It seems to be holding there pretty tight. So I had sucked that up and did not even know it out of the snuffer bottle. So yeah, that means I'll definitely be going back through these tailings thoroughly and look for that fine gold. All right, I'm hoping that's not just taking over this video. Well, that was a fun bag to do of the Lynx Creek from Vendetta Prospecting that I won from Jan at Bill's Trash and Treasure. So really thank you again for that. So I think we're going to make this, like I said, our first multi-bag video. So the next selection, the X marks the spot, is That's right. One of our John R. prospecting bags from the show from GOLDBAY. And that was so much fun on that last one. This was the $50 bag he was selling at the Ohio show when John R. Prospecting went there and so generously consented to picking me up a few bags and my GOLDBAY hat and sent it to me. And you can see this bag's got the card on it with Dave and his shows that. And I think it's very cool. The back of the card, I don't know if anybody's ever shown these, but especially what's going on today since we just hit 9% inflation rate on yesterday's report, that why buy gold? Did you know that if you saved $100 cash in 1980, you could buy $34.12 worth of goods and services with that money today? If you bought $100 of gold in 1980, you could buy $318.57 worth of goods and services today. This is what hedge against inflation means. And that is a great thing to have on the back of the card talking about gold, because right now if you're into crypto, which I'm way down in crypto like everybody else, or in stocks, market, everything else, the only thing that has held its value and is being falsely depressed right now is gold. And you can see we've got some little flakes of gold showing up in there right there already through the bag, just like the last time. But yeah, and right now gold should really probably be at about 2,500, and I've heard now that you know, from some of the different sources, that we could be looking up to $4,000 an ounce before this is over in the next six to 8 years. But again, the only thing that's held its value and has gone up in value, that's also a commodity that you can hold in your hand. You really can't beat that. So let's slice into this one. We'll make a nice clean cut to keep my nice gold bag intact, and save our little card and stuff with it. Very cool. That's really a great message to have on the back of that for that pay dirt. And again, as usual, I cut too high. I always do that. I cut above the heat seal. So we'll run through this one, and like I said, just see what we get out of the second bag. I know we got, I believe it was over 0.8 of a gram, as I recall, from the first bag. And again, after I had dried this stuff up out here in the South Louisiana sun, heat of summer, whenever I put it back in, it still maintained a level of dampness just like it came out of the bag. This is the strangest damn dirt as far as the way it retains its moisture. And then if you recall, this stuff turned really white. You can see, I mean, a lot of it sticks to the bag inside. So we're not really expecting any fine gold in this. I rinsed out the bag the last time. I may go ahead and do it again, but again, it's you know, it was chunky stuff that we found out of that last one. But yeah, just the fact that it is, you can see the way it holds a clump. And this stuff is from, I mean, it's been sitting down here in a bag for, since John bought it. It's been at least 2 months, I know. And it is still, like I said, and but it had, like that, it maintained that same kind of consistency. Not quite as damp, but that crumbly texture to it. Like I said, it's just a very unusual plate. Nothing else like GOLDBAY has, for sure. So let's swing around, and we'll put Dingy Doris to work again. We're going to set our standing water from our Vendetta to fall out, and then we pour off the remains and let it dry up and bag it back up. So we've got our Garrett for backup there. Let's dump some of this out. I saw a flake of gold passing right there. And yeah, look at that white, how it just instantly turns that beige white. Very, very unusual for this stuff. And this one I'm not going to pour out. We're just going to roll through it. Like I said, we know there's no really fine gold in here, so this is going to kind of be more of a speed panning issue on this stuff. Episode, version, segment. Yeah, we refreshed the margarita. We're on our second one here now. So, but this is still the same tequila that I was drinking from last week. So again, I'm not a lush. I just play one on YouTube. But yeah, like I said, 9% inflation, and a fucking piece of shit diversity hire among many as a press secretary. Doesn't matter that she knows absolutely nothing about anything, is the most incompetent woman to be in the position since Jen Psaki, and even more so than her. At least Jen could say circle back around and act like she was faking her way through. But you know, it's just every level of that corrupt, disgusting government is just destroying this country. And fighting for the rights of all the criminals and all the scum, but not for you. They're about to hit us with another big tax hike for those people that they said they weren't going to be taxing, which is everybody under $400,000. Even though the inflation tax that we are all paying for gas and food and everything else that you touch is you know, all blamed on Putin, which again is just the lying administration feeding us crap. But when you've got a criminal government in charge, there's nothing that's out of bounds for them. And we're seeing that every day. Meanwhile, I think this is day 335 for Americans left in Afghanistan. When they said they would not, when old Pedo Joe said he wasn't going to leave anybody behind, they're all forgotten. Not a mention about them. But they're fighting to get that WNBA piece of shit that knelt for the American flag and said they shouldn't play the anthem in the WNBA, which is a joke, of course. But then she got busted carrying cannabis vapes into Russia, thinking she was that privileged level. Well, they didn't realize that Russia really frowns on homosexuality of any kind, and you're not winning any points by having your wife mouth it off. But they're willing to trade. The Biden administration is willing to trade an arms dealer, Russian arms dealer, for a piece of shit un-American ball player who nobody cares about, while they'll leave literally hundreds of Americans and allies stranded in Afghanistan with the Islamic terrorist scum without a word. It's just and speaking along those lines, we had our third case of monkeypox now reported in Louisiana, which, if y'all been following that, there was a limited handful of cases in the United States 3 weeks ago. That number hit 600 yesterday, reported. And of course, from the first time that it came out, when they announced that there was the first case in the United States, the first thing they said was, this disease is spread by homosexual and bisexual men. And after that, they would not let them say it again because it's the same group that's, yes, spread AIDS in the 80s across America that cost 600,000 American lives or more, probably, contaminated our blood system, and changed the whole dynamics of social interaction in this country. And, of course, no shame in that. Still got to be pride. You can show your pride. But, yeah, that's part of the... But what they don't tell you is that this is spread through, yes, the lesions that open up like smallpox. That's how they treat it, is with smallpox vaccine. But it's opened up through lesions on the skin draining that spread through that or through other bodily fluids. And it made the jump from species because these guys were fucking monkeys. Again, bestiality. I don't know if it's because chimps look like children, I'm guessing. But, yeah, a protected class group that, again, is spreading one of the most disgusting diseases that's out there because, again, it can only make the jump through, having sex with monkeys. Just like the AIDS virus made the jump from the primate to the human, through that. But the issue is that it is spread through fabric, through your clothing. So does that mean that if you go to the laundromat and follow somebody's wash that didn't use, scorching, boiling hot water, that there's still traces of this virus to be, contaminated to other clothes. If you've got, poison ivy, you've got a pimple, you've got something that, what happens what about the people that are, the restaurant, those are the people that are bringing your utensils, your napkins, you're setting your tablecloth, doing your plates. There's no warnings about any of that. They're telling people to wear a mask now for this stupid COVID bullshit after 2 years, and tons of data showing that masking has done absolutely nothing. There's empirical scientific data showing that all the places that had the draconian mask mandates, stomping on their people's rights, did absolutely nothing. Had no difference in the states where, just like we were down here, where he said, fuck you, we're not wearing your stupid mask, suck my dick. And, if you understood, like I said, I wear respirators. I know that dust particles penetrate my respirator. I don't need to be a chemist or a biological engineer to know that viruses are not going to be stopped through a cloth worn over your fucking face. And when you see people that are doing that, they're either virtue signaling of look how great I am protecting you, or they're just out of touch idiots who don't understand science at all, and buy into everything else that I said before. There's somebody that was I don't watch the channel anymore because it came out, showed their true colors, defending gas prices. Oh, we're just now catching up to Europe, and so and Biden as a pedo. When again, I don't know if y'all saw that little bit of news, but his daughter's diary, which has been proven to be authentic, that she left in a halfway house because all of his kids are doped up and on drugs and fucked up because look at their dad, talks about him being in the shower with her as a little girl, and how even then she knew it was inappropriate. That's why we call him Pedo Joe. It's not a slander. It's a moniker. It is who he is. And need I mention Tara, what's her name? Tara is his intern that is literally, not somebody from, like they tried to bust Kavanaugh with, some idiot, that was, could barely remember her name, almost as senile as Joe is, making up bullshit against a Supreme Court judge. But no, this is a woman that's documented, was around him. He had, it was sexual assault on her and has been totally ignored and suppressed. People don't even know her name. But yeah, meanwhile, we have 80 American men that are held hostage by the United States government since January 6th in isolation, with no constitutional rights being acknowledged, no justice being served on them, and are spending. I've already spent more time in jail than they would from the sentences that they would get from these bogus charges. Meanwhile, after 74 days, 574 riots over 250 days of BLM, Antifa, libtard scum burning down cities, killing hundreds of Americans, injuring thousands of police, costing billions of dollars, not one of those scum are in jail because the vice president was part of the fund that was keeping the bailout fund. It's just the level of hypocrisy and the boldness that these people are working on now. Again, it's a criminal organization that's running our country from a fraudulent election, and you're seeing the results of that decay and that corruption every day. Because everything we're dealing with right now, all the people that are suffering in this country is all orchestrated. None of it was necessary. You saw where we were. First thing they did was try to tear down everything that was good that Trump had done, just because they were not going to let that ride. And at your expense, they're willing to do this and destroy this country. And I know that's I've got a million other things that have just been chewing on my ass, but I'm And again, if you're offended by this, all I can say is fuck off, man. Because if you, just like I said, that channel, it's like a switch. If you support any way the people or this administration that is destroying this country, I don't want you on my channel. I would lose 100 subscribers in a night and be happy about it if it was libtard scum that are supporting what's going on in this country. And this is not a we can find a middle ground thing anymore, my friends. We are at war for this country already. And we've already seen there is no quarter given between these oppositions. They will do it. They tried to assassinate a Supreme Court judge so they could replace him. You know, they put in a woman that's the most inept, incompetent person to ever sit on any court to replace the white man they ran out early when he was not prepared to retire. But they said, you're retiring because we want to get this libtard, you know, again, the worst diversity hire and affirmative action bullshit in the history of this country put in place of a Supreme Court. Well, I can't say that because you got Camel Toe Harris as vice president, who literally is the first, I guess, whore. She slept her way into work. I mean, it's well known. She was on downtown Bobby Brown there, going down hard to get in her position, worked her way from her knees up. And, you know, the cackling idiot who literally says nothing. But, you know, so yeah, my friends, I'm not preachy. I'm Kevin McCarthy from Invasion of the Body Snatchers since 1990. The guy running through the street yelling, people, please, you know, you got to listen to me. This is whenever we were doing all this shit for China in the 90s. I'm like, you know, you idiots, do you not realize that is the last bastion of communism in the world? You know, Russia was still in their, you know, post-glasnost perestroika period with Gorbachev, and then we're giving away the farm to China, who could march 1 million soldiers as fodder to lay down in front of our shores to march over for the rest of their military if they wanted to literally make a physical landing in our country. The numbers are staggering, and here all we've done is build them up and empower them, and it's just it's beyond the pale, my friends. It's an alternate reality. Clown world has become, I don't even know what you call it anymore, but to arms. That's the call now. But if y'all remember Invasion of the Body Snatchers, that was Kevin McCarthy, like a maniac, running down the middle of the street, screaming "You got to listen to me! They're taking over!" And he jumps on the back of that truck, and it's full of seed pods, and he knows that it's spread too far. Oh damn it! I stuck that in the. Let's see if we're gonna have to blow that one out. There we go. But I have no doubt that I'm really getting into dangerous ground, because if you say anything about the protected groups, they've got transcripts on every video that we do. You can go to any video and click, and so they know, and their algorithms are reading everything that we say and do on here. And I'm surprised they have not hit me for anything other than copyright claims on music so far. But this might end up being the one. But I'm sorry, I just feel like that's things that need to be said. And I talk to friends that don't know these things that I would think would. So even people that are somewhat tend to be informed aren't informed about this kind of stuff. So, you know, I consider this a public service. You know, like I said, oh, look at there. We actually do. That is some fine gold that is trapped on that. It looks like. I don't think that is sand. Nope, it's holding. That is actually, I think that's some of the finest gold that I've ever gotten from Gold Bay. That was a surprise at the end there for sure. Again, I sucked that up in the bottle without even seeing it in the pan. So, all right, well, we will. Oh shit! What have I done? Okay, well, you know, there you go. That's friends. It's not good to drink and rant at the same time you're gold panning, because I just dumped our Vendetta combination in with our gold nugget. That's why we've got fine gold with Gold Bay. That's why we've got fine gold mixed in with the You know, GOLDBAY. That was not GOLDBAY. Excuse me. Choked myself up over that one. All right, well, I said it was going to be a combo, our first combo bag. I just did not realize how combo it was going to be. So, I imagine I can go back through and look at the video and separate out what I see from my Vendetta from the GOLDBAY. But it looks, actually, it looks pretty damn close, though. Ooh, have we discovered Mike's source? No, you can see there is a difference in the color. Some of it looks oranger and yellower than others. So I was going to say, have we discovered Mike's secret source of his no gold in Arizona? It comes from GOLDBAY. But well, all right. Well, we'll still weigh it up and get it cleaned out and see what see what we ended up with. So it was a fun bag to do, and definitely some pretty gold. Well, all right, we've got our pan of dried combination gold here. Yes, the Vendetta GOLDBAY mix. All that fine gold. I can't believe I thought that was from GOLDBAY. And that I put all of it in the same snuffer bottle. But yeah, you can see we've got a beautiful variety of gold. Some very cool pieces there. So let's zoom down here. We've got our, oh, also, if you remember from the last time on the mail call, it turns out that I received this from I Am Zaxxon, and actually it was a birthday gift that he had sent me, and he told me he was sending me something. I did not put it together until the video when he commented on saying that he'd sent me that. So thank you so much, Zach. I really appreciate it. And M&M had sent me back a message saying, yes, that is real gold in the shovel. So again, just a very cool piece of art, and I'm really grateful for that. Thank you. I got to remember not to talk when I'm zooming in and out of the big zooms, is what seems to cut me off. But all right, let's get our gold dumped out here on our paper. I did find more fine gold when I went through my Vendetta tailings that I had missed. Of course, it's probably weightless, but it was still fine gold in there that I had not seen. So we'll kick on the, what's it waiting for there? See, it seems it's okay. It took it a long time to to load up there. Let's check our weight. We're even today? It's wanting to do it right, so let's just dump this in. We know we had a 0.20 guarantee on, and we'd gotten 0.80 before on GOLDBAY, so let's just see what they come out to together. So a 1.125, very nice. Again, I'm sorry, I can't tell you which is which. I imagine we have at least 0.25 to 0.30 from our Vendetta, and so I would think that's putting us pretty close. And then probably a little 0.85 or something like that off of our GOLDBAY. So together, that again, it makes a they work well together in the bowl. Very nice. Alright, so let's just take a look at our gold combo here. We've definitely got some pretty stuff. I believe that I went through and scrutinized the video, and I could probably pick out the bigger pieces that were the GOLDBAY. But I'm just gonna go with it like this. I keep my gold separate as a rule, but this turned out that there's our fine stuff up there at the top. But yeah, a beautiful variety of gold on this nice combo bag. of Vendetta and GOLDBAY. And again, some nice little flat chunks, some pretty gold. So I'm real happy. I'm just, I would have rather have kept a little more. I was already wondering how I was going to title this, log this in the gold log. And now I'm wondering what I'm going to do with the gold. I guess I'll put it in a separate vial together. So put it in some pay dirt. But all right, well, again, thank you so much, Bill's Trash and Treasure, for the win on the Vendetta bag, and thank you for John R. Prospecting for getting me this great GOLDBAY bag at the show. I really appreciate it. Well, alrighty then. It looks like this will wrap up a somewhat disjointed episode for Vendetta / GOLDBAY Pay Dirt review, and both of them were very fun. Both of them had some beautiful gold in it. We're pretty close to what the weight should have been on both of them, and they were both overs. So again, very happy with the results of that. I just would have been happier if I'd have kept them separate in different vials, but we roll with it. So it's not like anybody's gonna lose anything over it. It's still there. It's still gold. So that being said, I guess like I said, this will wrap up this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and I know we got a little out there on a couple of topics this episode, but like I said, I believe it's things that need to be said, and I'm going to say them, and that's what that fast forward button's for. So hopefully some people will take heed and hear this and realize that yes, in 2022 you have to make a decision whether you're going to stand for this country or sit and watch it fall. And we can only do that by voting these scumbags and these libtard, Marxist idiots out of office. Not even idiots; they are criminal lowlife, and make no doubt about it. It's I can only imagine what history is going to show when they look back, if there's a history to even be seen for a civilization, a society that has exterminated over 62 million babies in the name of I didn't feel like it, because rape and incest make up about the same population numbers as the XYZ group that is also, hey, Bayou Gold Guy, why are you jumping on the alphabet people? Because it used to be fine. What you do in your own privacy of your own home, we don't care. But now they want to do it in the privacy of your home and want you to watch and want your children to watch and want your children to be part of it and want it to be in every movie and every TV show and every cartoon for a group that does not even warrant a number on a statistical chart in a population. So of a country of 370 million people, no, that is wrong. That is being stuffed down you because it is a way to usurp the Judeo-Christian values that this country is based on. Whether you're Christian or not, whether you practice that or not, it doesn't matter, because you've benefited from Western civilization, has benefited from a Judeo-Christian belief in what we built our civilization on, which is being civil and a society. And we're losing that completely because you've got people that are now bombing and destroying, and calling out pregnancy centers because they're misinforming women, about not having abortions. That's insane. This will be looked at as a death cult, and someday history is going to look back and say, my God, what were those? Just like we do with the Mayans, or the human sacrifices from back, from 1,000 years ago, 500, 800 years ago, and in our own Native American societies here, that was cannibalism and violence and the same. But except we're a civilized society that has already put out over 62 million lives of the most innocent of us. That's that again. That's just you can't survive that way. You've got to have a value, and the value is no more than what you can grab these days and grab for yourself and hold on to from the left, and that's all that they're doing, and they want to make it all that way. We can't let it happen. So, all right, I'm done. Till the next time, my friends, this is Bayou Gold Guy saying, keep the faith, and to arms. Peace out, my friends. Now what do I do with this gold?